Hi, I'm Brooke Dibley from Simply Speaking SLT, and if you're anything like me, you love to use books and speech therapy. I know that I can target so much speech and language with a book. However, what I also know is it gets pretty heavy carrying around all those books. Or if you're a teletherapist, that it can be really hard to even access books. Unless you have a document camera and a mountain of books at your disposal, it can be really hard to interact with a book with your student that's on the other side of the country using a webcam. So the answer for this is ebooks. Ebooks are fantastic and we can look at them through an iPad or we can use a computer. So whether you're a teletherapist or an in-person therapist who just wants to have a bunch of books available to you on a screen, then this is the video for you, because I'm going to show you 5 different places that you can get free ebooks for you to be able to use in speech therapy. And then I'm going to make sure that I link to everything I talk about in a blog post, and stick around because at the end I'm going to give you some ideas for using ebooks in speech therapy to target different goals. So throughout the video, when I talk about a different source for ebooks, I'll make sure to mention if you're using an iPad, what app you'd need to be able to access the books, and if you're on the computer, what platform you would use to watch or interact with these books. So let's get into the video. The first tool I want to talk to you about for getting free ebooks is Libby. Now, Libby is by Overdrive and it's an amazing app that will work on your iPad or on your computer. I'm going to open it up on the computer right now, and all you do is you sign in with your library card. So your local library will very likely be signed up with Libby, and you can sign in with your library card. So if I go down here to library, I am logged in as me with my library card, and I'm with the Auckland Council Libraries, and so whatever the Auckland Council Libraries have available in terms of audiobooks and ebooks are therefore made available to me. And then what we do to find books that are good for using with kids, I go over to this explore area here, then I go down to where it says subjects, and then I like to go to the area that says picture book fiction. So picture book fiction, I like to click that, and then it shows us a bunch of children's books that I'm sure you'll recognize. Or if you know what book you want straight away, you can just go straight into Libby and search up here by hitting the search. You don't have to go to the picture book area, but this is where I like to go to get some inspiration for new books. And then you can hit refine, and you can choose a different informations that you want to refine by. You can also go preferences, where you can choose your format, either audiobook or ebook. You can, and then I like to sort it by popularity, so then I can kind of see what other kids are liking right now. So there we go, and you can then either get a book out if it's available to you. However, if it's popular, you might need to place a hold. So as you can see, I have placed a hold on these books. So this one says that I'll have it in 2 weeks. It's just like at the library. You need to wait for a copy to become available. Let's see if we can find one that you can get out, so that I can show you how it works, though, because this is, oh, okay, all right, here's an example. So we see where it says borrow. So if I hit, I can either read a sample or I can hit borrow, and then I can choose how long I want to have it out for. I generally go for 28 days, and then I hit borrow and it'll show up on my shelf. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you what happens next. If I go down here to my shelf, and then I go to loans, I can see these are the 3 books I currently have out. I have a bunch of holds on some other books, and then to read the book, you simply click on it. This is the one we just got out before, and then it'll load, and you can change the way you view the book up here. So that's 1 page per sheet or 2, and then I'm going to click to move through the book. Let me just also show you that if we go back, and then I go to this one here. So this book here has narration. So if I hit start narration, it'll start reading through the story. The author is reading this book for the audio version. And then again, I'll just point out these, if we click, point out these tools here, we can zoom in, we can change the view. So let me show you here, just like that. Or we can search within the book, or we can put in a bookmark and then click here for other options. And then if we click back on the page, we can hit back and go back to our shelf. So that's Libby. Go ahead and have a look through. It is by far the easiest way to get the most variety of ebooks. However, you do have to wait if there is a hold on needed for books, and also you can obviously only have books for a certain amount of time. The 28 days is the max that my library allows. But however, I do like the variety. It keeps things interesting. Now, the next thing I wanted to show you is Epic. So Epic Books for Kids, or getepic.com. This is a really great app that you can have on your iPad or use on the internet on a computer that allows you to have access to this huge library of books. So this is really great for in a session if you want your kids to be able to choose a book. So this here is free if you have a email address that's associated with a school. So if you have a school-based email address, you can get Epic Books for free. It has general books that you would read to the child. It has read to me books where the app will read the book to the child. It has videos, which are really great, and then also audiobooks as well. I don't use the audiobooks so much because I like to be able to interact with the pictures and the words that are written on a page with a book, but yeah, it's really great. Now, if you don't have a school-based email address, you will have to pay for your membership. I am a private therapist, so I pay for my membership, and it has been definitely worth the money for me. You can have a library where you can have your favorites, favorite collections, favorite books, favorite videos, and have it all there, and you can make things save to offline mode. So if you don't have access to the internet in your sessions and you're using an iPad, just make sure that you save books to offline mode if you want students to be able to. I'll show you how to do that actually. Let me click this, one of my favorites. If we go up here, oh, it's not on here, sorry, because I'm on a computer, but up here, when you're reading a book, you on an iPad, you hit the menu button and then you flick across the thing that says offline mode. So that's Epic Books for Kids. It has so many books. Do note though, however, the search is, at this time of me filming this video, the search options can be a little temperamental. I might find a book and then recommend it to a friend, and then she might go search for it and she can't find it even though she's put in the exact name of the book. And also their catalog does change quite often, so you might find a book you really love and then they swap them out. I'm sure that's beyond their control. I'm sure that has something to do with royalties and what the authors have agreed to and the publishers, but that's just one thing to be aware of. And if you would like me to make a video about some of my favorite books on Epic, do let me know. This is my most used resource for ebooks. Okay, and then the next one you might not think about, is YouTube. So YouTube has a bunch of channels. These are my two favorites, Grandma's House and Dramatic Storytime Theatre, but there's a bunch of different ones that will read storybooks to your children. If you go to the front page of YouTube or anywhere and then you search for the book you like, which might be Dragons Love Tacos, which is the last book I searched for, as you can see, there's a bunch of people reading the books in a video. So I like the two I said before because they don't talk with a bunch of guff at the beginning. They just get straight into the book. They show all the pictures instead of zooming all around the pages. Yeah, I really like these authors and so these video makers. So you can read a book, and here's one for example. So if I have my sound turned on, we could hit play and we could listen to this lady who owns this channel reading the book, or you can turn your sound off and then you can simply hit play and pause it on each page, and then you could read to your student. Then I'll hit play again, and again it will just move through the book. So I generally have my students watch the reader read the book. She does a great job, this particular channel, at giving lots of good vocal variety in her voice and doing voices and things like that. And then if I want to talk about a certain word on a page, I just pause the video, or if I want to ask some questions. Books are a great way to work on predicting and inferencing and those kind of things. Do look up Blank's levels of questioning if you're using books to work on questioning and comprehension and things like that and answering questions, because Blank's levels of questionings work great with books. So that's how I use YouTube. There's a bunch of different channels out there, but the two I like the most, like I said, was Grandma's House and Dramatic Storytime Theatre. Dramatic Storytime Theatre is my ultimate favorite, but at the moment they only have 20 videos, so I'll have to keep waiting for them to add some more. I've subscribed. Okay, and then Another one I want to show you was Oxford Owl. Oxford Owl has a library of free ebooks. I will link to this in the blog post, and it is not as big a library as the other resources we've noted. However, it does have some great books, so go ahead and check those out. Now, I do know this works on a computer. I've used this website a lot in Teletherapy. Whether or not this works on an iPad is yet to be confirmed. I'm really sorry if it doesn't. I don't see why it shouldn't, but you would need internet access. You would need to go to the website that I linked to in the blog post and then open an ebook. Now, to open an ebook, all you need to do is sign up and log in. So they don't send you any pesky emails. I'm not sure why you have to log in, but you need to log in for it to open the reader. But I did just want to point this one out to you. Now, the last tool that you may not realize you have access to is Prime Reading. So Prime Reading is not something that I personally have experience with, because here in New Zealand, Amazon Prime is not a thing. Amazon isn't even really a thing here. I can access the website, but it costs hundreds of dollars to ship things here. But if you are a Prime member, do check out Prime Reading. You have access to a bunch of books for free. I can't tell you much more than that because, like I said, I haven't been able to use it. But I do know it's just a matter of you checking out their catalogue to see what's available, because they do have children's books. Also, do note that if you were using this on a computer, these are Kindle books, and so you would open it on the Kindle Cloud Reader, which is based on an internet browser. Or you could also use the PC or Mac version of the Kindle app, which you can download. Also, on a iPhone, iPad, or Android, you would download the Kindle app, and then you're able to read offline using the Kindle app. So that is really versatile for all of us, no matter what platform we're using. I hope you found that helpful. Now let's have a chat about how you can use these books in speech therapy to target all your different goals. So I love to use book companions, especially with my older students that are in primary school, or you might call it elementary school, that have those language goals or speech goals that we can really use a book to target. And so what I like to do often was buy book companions from Teachers Pay Teachers. However, when you have all these books at your disposal, things like Epic, YouTube, and the library, I was always having all these books I wanted to use, but I couldn't find a book companion for. So what I did is I created this fully editable book companion document that you can use over and over again to make unlimited book companions. You simply add information about the book on the first 3 pages and it auto-populates. So I'm going to stop talking about it and instead show you a video about it, but do know this works great with ebooks. Okay, let's get into that video. Do you want to quickly create book companions for all your favorite books? Well, now you can with this editable and interactive PDF document. Just add relevant information from the book on the first 3 pages and watch as the PDF autofills to create a 93-page interactive book companion document that covers 12 different areas of speech and language. The resulting document can either be printed or used on an iPad or computer. The digital version is fully interactive with fillable text boxes and tick boxes. Both face-to-face therapists and teletherapists will be able to use this document. For those of you who do want to print this book companion, I have included an ink-friendly version of the PDF. Each activity has multiple options to suit your students' needs. For example, you can upload images for those students who need a more visual representation for sequencing, story retell, and describing activities. I like to take photos of the book pages and upload them into this document, or if you're using an ebook, you can just do screenshots. This document includes links to all in-depth tutorial videos for those who want to print and for those of you who want to use the document on an iPad or computer. Be sure to check out the preview document provided for more information. Have fun creating unlimited book companions for your use in therapy. So I hope you like the look of that. I'll link to it in the blog post. So check out, somewhere near this video will be the blog post that goes with this video, and I'll make sure I link to all those different places I mentioned that you can get ebooks from, and also that book companion and any other book related tips and ideas that I have for you. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, reduce the prep time and increase the fun.